Allow me fixing everything, and as today's video is why it's popping out of fifth gear. So as you drive on a fifth gear, suddenly with 70 miles an hour, more like 75, it just pops out of gear and it's rising the RPMs. That's because there is something worn in the gearbox, and I'll show you what is worn, especially on the fifth gear on this car. Okay, so this is the fifth gear on this is a GM F17 gearbox. It can be accessed just by removing this panel. So here we got the two pulleys. Are they pulleys? Onto the gearbox, but this is the synchronizer assembly. Okay, so this one with its fork, yeah, and there is a synchronizer ring on the back that I'll just pull out. And if there is any play in here that it's above the threshold, it will pop out of gear. If there is wear onto this pulley, it will also pop out of gear. So let's see how much play there is in the fork. That's not a whole lot. That's okay. But here, if we see, can you see? And this way. No, not this way, but like I'm twisting like this. Yeah. So there is wear somewhere, and it cannot hold it in place. The way to remove the fork is with these two bolts on this side, and there is a friction ring right here that needs to be removed. So we'll remove this one now, the fork with the two 5mm, and I will pull this one out. I'll actually show you when I'm pulling it out. Okay, friction ring now. Okay, and this is how this one is very loosely in place, so very easy to take out. Okay, I'll show you now. This was on the car. Yeah, this was on the car. Actually, this was, but anyway. And I was doing a few modifications on the fifth gear, and I can show you where the problem is. It's not actually a problem of the gearbox. Can you see these tools here? This is incorrect way. This is the correct one, so towards the gears should be sitting like that. I'll show you how the system works and what can be worn in your gearbox so it pops out of gear. Okay, so I'll show you now the whole assembly. This is the fork, as you saw it, yeah, on the front. So we're looking these two poles, I'll call them poles, I don't know what they're actually called, do not have that much play like this. Okay, this is not much, I think, yeah, and they should not have play like this. Too much is excessive play, it will pop out of gear. Now on this side, when we go on this side, I'll show you now. I don't want to mix them up too much. This is the gear that it turns here, and you can see, imagine that there is a shaft here and here, and these two spin all of the time, yeah, but they don't spin the shaft on here. So when this one spins, you can see that this one is not spinning. So in a moment when you switch on fifth gear, that's it, yeah, they'll start spinning together. If there is too much play in here, in this assembly, yeah, or there is too much wear on these two tools, yeah, it will pop out of gear. Now look here, and it looks like from the factory, it doesn't look that bad. It looks okay. Then you look into here, that's wear. And this one got a little bit of wear as well. Let's compare it to this one. Yeah. Can you see? So if you see too much wear, it's a problem. Now, problem here was that on this side, can you see these tools that lock? What I did is I had I don't want to mix them too much. This one stays on this side. There we go, this one is on here. So we have this ring, and you can see now this. Can you see? This was like this. So maybe when the metal expands, it pushes the whole thing out, yeah, and it pops out of gear. Because it is possible, can you see how they're flat? And actually what was needed is to not be flat but tapered on the front like arrow. So when it locks, it's like this, yeah. So that was the problem. But if you see too much excessive wear on any of the components, on the cone, you can see on the inside and all this, that's your problem. I hope this video helps you, and we'll see you on to the next one. Bye bye.